And we are underway here, game one of this quarterfinal matchup.
And that's what I expect to see. I expect to see Tyra be able to, she's got a really good forehand. I think she can generate some really good offense from that left side. Georgia also can be sneaky from the right side and generate some offense. I think they've got a little too much offense for Pisnik and Fahey, but we will see. Fahey and Pisnik, obviously really good players. So anything can happen, but we will see. Fahey with a pretty recent paddle change over to Pro XR. Up there with a new Pro XR paddle. Good athleticism shown there by Georgia Johnson. I'm not a big fan of the drop volley in pro pickleball. Opponent is typically too quick, and all you do is invite them to get up to the net. So if you're going to do a drop volley, it better be a really good drop volley. But most of the time, I'd prefer see the player just put pace on it.
Nice spot there from Kate Fahey.
Big forehand there from Tyra Black. One of the best forehands on the women's side. Kate Fahey, of course, really good singles player. We'll see if she can keep up in the doubles game. That's what I expected, Michelle. It's just Tina Pisnik tends to hit one-handed cut backhand dinks. Forehand is pretty flat on the dink. Not a lot of offense. They're just kind of waiting either for the opponent to miss or the opponent to have an opportunity to speed it up. That to me is advantage Johnson and Black. Georgia was on that one. Just hit the tape.
Nice speed up from Tina Pisnik. A little unexpected there, and I've seen Pisnik incorporate that into her game. I don't mind the slice. You were mentioning her slice dink and how it doesn't create too much offense, but she's incorporating offense in her way, right, at different times, and she's always going to play the percentages for the most part, and that's what makes her such a good player. So, I mean, we'll see what happens here if she's going to take more risks, right, against a team like Johnson and Black.
Tina's a very good player, especially mixed doubles. Very successful with deckle bar. I just think playing left side in women's, especially with the way the paddles are now, you want to have a way to win points. Otherwise, if you're just dinking, what you're waiting for is your opponent to somehow lose the point. I want to see a way to win the point. And I think she's, again, a really good player, just not the most offensive variety of shots.
back-to-back slice serves from Johnson and Black, but unsuccessful for the side out. Down by 2. Pisnik Fahey looking for some aggressive play here.
One interesting tidbit here, of course, is Pisnik and Black both hit pretty exclusively one-handed backhands. It's a diminishing breed in pro pickleball these days. You even see Ben Johns, Fetty Staxrud, and so on incorporating the Tui, at least at times, in order to generate more offense. Good move there by Pisnik. Good poach.
Sometimes just getting that last shot in makes such a huge difference, the consistency.
That one had Tyra talking to herself. It's a good looking drop there from Pisnik, just caught the top of the tape. Whoa, a tricky lob there from Georgia Johnson.
Oh, the perfect reset from Pisnik.
Wow, great point. Great point. That point had a little of everything, Michelle.
Yeah, and Tyra Black's doing a really good job at finding that middle spot. She's been successful with that on quite a few points so far in game 1. Pisnik again trying to start the aggressive play, but unsuccessful with the combination.
Seeking kind of a flat shot, as opposed to you see somebody put some topspin on it, make it dive toward the opponent's feet. That one kind of flat, allows a much easier counter. Good overhead.
Great take from Pisnik. Taking the opportunities when they're there.
Nice shot there from Georgia Johnson.
Do you think Fahey and Pisnik will switch at any time during this match? Do you think they're going to stay like this throughout the whole thing?
They'll stay. I guess it was never say never, but Fahey, you know, Fahey very accomplished at singles, making a lot of progress at singles. She's still a little behind the curve on doubles. And she's been exclusively right side playing with Anna Bright in MLP.
What a pickup from Pisnik.
Great play. Although one of my predictions, for those of you who go to pickleball.com regularly, saw my 25 predictions for 2025. One of them was that at some point this year, Kate Fahey would play some left side with somebody and develop better as a doubles player. We'll see. And there she does play on the left. Looks like at times they don't want to unwind the stack. So they do that time.
What a shot
That's
from Georgia Johnson.
That sneaky two-hander.
It's not a it's not a powerful shot. It's a sneaky off-pace placement shot. It's just executed so well.
It's very hard to read because of the two-hander. Again, that's why so many players converting to hitting at least some two-hand backhands in the dink game, because it's so well disguised. And otherwise, people will just dink all day to your backhand, and you're not threatening them. Kate a little disgusted with herself. It was a pretty easy shot. Happens to the best of them. Wow, power there from Georgia Johnson.
Sure.
But Michelle, I had that discussion with Dylan Frazier at a recent tournament. You know, known he's a one-hand backhand guy, and I said, hey, are you gonna go to a two-hand backhand? He laughed and he said, I'm working on it. And his specific reason was, if you only hit one-hand backhands, people will dink all day to your backhand because you're not threatening them with much offense. As we saw from John Martinez-Vick in the earlier match that we just did, he's a one-hand backhand guy, but in that dink game, he was going to the two-y in order to have some sneaky speed-ups.
Yeah, it's fun when you develop your own personal style. Dylan Frazier's style is the one.
Powered by Invited is brought to you by Carvana, serving happiness all season long. Pickleball Central, your trusted pickleball experts. By Select Medical, the exclusive physical therapy partner of the Carvana PPA Tour. By Rate, the exclusive mortgage partner of the Carvana PPA Tour. And by Skechers, conquer the court in comfort.
So we're back here, and before we start this game, I want to announce the winner to the Andiamo contest. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please do, at Pickleball with Michelle. And we usually have some fun giveaways. And who predicted the closest Andiamo? We had 3 Andiamos from Julian Arnold in our last match, and Mary Jo Gunther is the winner. So Mary Jo, thanks for tuning in.
And those of you who had the under, you can cash your ticket. We had 5.5 as the over-under. Wow, great lob again from Georgia Johnson. Oh, that is great pickleball right there. Love to see that. Offensive lob cross court by the right side player. That is just a great underused shot in pickleball. Especially, you know, Tina Pisnik, you know, has a very good overhead, but not the most athletic player out there, so she's going to have trouble from the left side covering that cross court lob. It goes over Fahey's backhand side. It's a great shot.
The hands exchange, I like that.
Yeah, always fun.
It's a new look from Fahey and Pisnik in this game, in this matchup.
I think it's the difference is what we talked about at the start, Michelle, is just they're getting overpowered slightly. Johnson and Black supplying some steady offense, both of them. Great move there by Pisnik. Look at her. Well onto the other side of the court.
4-10-2.
Kind of a passive forehand. Johnson and Black had the advantage at that point, but kind of a passive overhead by Tyra Black.
Yeah, I
let their opponents back into
I
it.
was kind of shocked with the lack of power she had on that.
That was not a difficult overhead. And that's maybe going to get us a timeout here. Nope.
So the momentum has shifted, and that's why you were seeing if a timeout was going to be called. But yeah, good side out here for Fahey and Pisnik, playing more aggressively. A little hesitant there on that dink from Fahey, earning Georgia Johnson and Tyra Black another game point.
They need to convert here. You don't want to let those opponents get back in this one. They had a 4-point run. You don't want to give them the serve right back. Game point number 3. Couple of fortunate net cords for both teams. That should do it, yes, and it does. Good point, good finish there. That was key, though, I think, for Black and Johnson to get that one.
It took Tyra Black and Georgia Johnson a couple opportunities, earn an opportunity to go to the semifinals, which will be played tomorrow. Yeah, Tina Pisnik.
Big forehand there.
Coming in hot. So what's happening right now, it's the sun has set. We're here in the desert. It's getting cool pretty fast, and that does something different to the ball. Yeah, that's going to do it for Fahey. So what happens with the ball is, you know, it gets really hot. You know, there's not a lot of compression. So now we're going to see a lot of drives, a lot more aggressive play. It's going to be hard for players to find that finesse because that ball's just really accelerating off the paddle face.
Well, Michelle, I expect to see Pisnik and Fahey play a little bit faster, a little bit more aggressive this game. Just, they ceded a little bit too much of an offensive play to Johnson and Black. You just can't let your opponents supply, you know, 80–90% of the offense in the game. You're then depending on them to just commit errors. And there we see Pisnik trying to speed up. I don't mind the play. It didn't work, but I don't mind the play. Holy cow. Yeah, see, I don't like the drop shot.
Yeah, but sometimes it sets up that.
Well, Tyra was easily there. I think, you know, George had started to go for it, and I think a little, you know, understandable miscommunication of both going for it. I think if, you know, Tyra could have normally hit a better shot there, would have made him pay for that poor choice of a drop shot.
Nice. But, you know, Jim, I want to get your opinion on this. Did you see how both players were coming in on those high balls because now they were looking for a drop shot because that's what they've been doing. And so now you could get them in the midcourt and go behind them because you've given the look of, hey, I could potentially drop. I think it kind of mixes things up. And sometimes I think it's a poor choice, but in the long run, it kind of gets your opponent on their toes. Ooh, off the net.
Seems like we had a lot of net courts, Michelle.
I know, right? They're hitting these balls so accurately. The better you are, the more net courts you can play. Kate Fahey.
Pisnik with another forehand speed up. Definitely going to that more often.
It's something that we weren't expecting too much of.
Well, I think it's a good adjustment, Michelle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh. Kate disgusted with her zone. Not a difficult shot. Another speed up there from Pisnik on a fairly low volley. Definitely seems to have come into this game, Michelle, with a mindset to be more offensive in your play.
Oh, there's the drop volley that you don't like too much, Jim Kloss.
I did a column at pickleball.com where I said, what's the worst shot in pro pickleball? And I said, it's the drop volley. Just the overall success rate is just not good.
Ooh, good spot there from Pisnik.
Good play.
Yeah. So what happened there is Pisnik saw black covering middle, and she held that preparation to go behind her. That's some great pickleball from her. Off the net and in from Georgia Johnson. That's tough. That's so tough.
Kate moved in to hit the shot, but then when it hit the net, it carried past her. Wow. Good combo there from Tyra Black, but a couple of great moves there. Fahey with a big poach, and then Pisnik with a great cover for her partner.
Pisnik with the one-handed backhand. Do you think she's going to develop a two-hander?
Well, she, of course, was a longtime pro tennis player. I didn't see her play pro tennis, but my guess is she hit a one-hand backhanded tennis and just, you know, maybe too many years with it to change. But, I mean, we even see Ben Johns hitting two-handed backhands now with Fetty Staksrud. I wasn't sure we'd ever see that, but both of them now doing it in at least certain spots that call for offense.
What a shot.
That was another prediction, by the way, I said by the end of 2025, I think players who exclusively hit one-hand backhands will be such a rarity that we will remark on it. It will be notable. I watched we've got juniors playing here, you know, 16 under champions, and if you watch the juniors play, there's nobody hitting a one-hand backhand basically. Ooh, that looked like it was going long.
There's a drop volley.
I think Georgia saved her.
We're so funny. It's great, though. That's pickleball, right?
No, it's not that the shot never works, but when you hit a drop volley, you typically have two choices. The ball, you don't do a drop volley on a low ball. You're doing it on a high ball. So your other choice is to hit a hard volley, typically with topspin, and keep your opponent deep. And if you watch, I would recommend looking at Staksrud play singles. He rarely hits a drop volley. He'll hit a drop volley when his opponent is very deep and very out of position. But the run-of-the-mill drop volley he doesn't do. He just hits a very simple topspin volley, keeping the opponent back, and he waits for the next shot to be able to do something more effective with it. Oh, that was good defense by Pisnik, but then she decides to do a speed up off the backhand on a really low ball.
4-3-1.
Good leave there. Wasn't out by too much.
Come on. 4-3-2.
I'm loving these returns that are a little bit shorter and lower. It's really forcing the serving team to really hit up on the ball, and that's why you see a lot of aggressive fourth shots. It's because of that return that's setting it up, and you think, wow. You think, okay, if I hit deep, it goes just right back to the opponent, and they could just tee off of it. But if it's low and short, they should be dropping that ball in.
There's that lob from Georgia. Love it.
So good.
Love that shot. Right side, cross court. That's not a good choice there from Fahey. Ball's just too low. Even if she's successful on it, it's probably going to come back harder than she hits it. Great defense.
What? What a get from Pisnik on the sideline. And also on the drop volley from Fahey. Tremendous point here on Grandstand Court.
5-3-2.
Haven't seen too much of that. A speed up by Georgia Johnson down the line.
I love how Georgia Johnson, like her decision making, her timing of it, right? It's unpredictable. It's just, she sets it up so well. She's patient enough.
A little short. Good defense on the first one to get it.
3-6-1.
We haven't seen too many missed serve returns this match.
Paul Fang, report to the determined desk. Paul Fang, report to the determined desk.
That's a spot that Pisnik is successful on against Black, is when Tyra moves center and goes behind her to the backhand side.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
But to get to that, got to build. And some momentum from Fahey. Pisnik.
6-6-2.
It does look like there's a chance for Fahey and Pisnik to do speed ups at Tyra Black's middle to her left side. Oh, that one wide.
A side out, good run. Now it's time for Johnson and Black to do some work. They're looking to close this in 2. Georgia. That's so good from both teams. Oh,
There's a lot of work to get to the net for Johnson and Black. Just never had the opportunity for an offensive shot, though.
6-6-2.
Good job by Pisnik and Fahey to keep the pressure on.
yeah, good pressure, good pressure.
They're just letting Pisnik tee off on high forehands down the middle.
And that's what Fahey's kind of used to when she plays with Bright. So that's a good look on that side.
It was a good defensive side out there for Fahey and Pisnik. Oh, that was sneaky. Did not. That is an unusual shot from Pisnik. She did a good job of coming over the ball to get some topspin on it.
Please report to the tournament desk. Sydney Steinecker to the tournament desk, please.
What a pickup. Tyra Black getting involved now. She's on it.
Madalena Flores to the tournament desk, please.
You see her hovering over that middle line.
6-7-1.
Johnson and Black need a little run here. They don't want to let their opponents force a game 3.
Good digs from Georgia Johnson. She stays into the point and
7-7-1.
earns them one.
They won the point, but they're still allowing Fahey and Pisnik to set the tone of the point. There's another one where Johnson and Black are back the whole time. Just hard to win points from the baseline when your opponents are at the net.
And I see Pisnik and Fahey returning to Tyra Black. She's been trying to drive, but her drives have been coming upwards, which is what's been causing them to stay back.
You know, so that's three points in a row where Johnson and Black not able to get to the net. They were lucky to win one of those 3. Again, a net cord they took advantage of.
quality of the third. Still a little high from Black. But Georgia Johnson's able to do it on the fifth.
Well, if Tyra's driving, I'd like to see her drive somewhere besides the middle, because she keeps driving middle and Pisnik's teeing off on that forehand.
Have you ever been on a rut on your third shot?
8-7-2.
I've been there so many times.
You changed it up a little bit driving at Fahey. I like that. If they don't want to drop, at least drive it somewhere besides the middle where Pisnik can tee off on a forehand. Yep, she tried. 7-9-1. Pisnik and Fahey now need a bit of a run.
Oh, a fall is called on Fahey.
Uh-oh.
Let's see it
I
again.
thought she got lucky with the, yes, definitely. Good call. Good call by the ref. That's a very important footfall too, obviously. Fahey got lucky with the net cord winner, but
That's a combination, though. That's a combination that we like to see from Fahey and Pisnik. That's where they're successful and also unsuccessful, right?
well, I think we're seeing, you know, again, Fahey's so good at singles. I think we're seeing she's not quite at the same level when it comes to doubles. No, at least not yet.
Come on, Tyra. I want to see good quality third. Involves a lot of footwork, a lot of early preparation.
Paul Fang, report to the tournament guest.
Yeah, Tyra needs to do a little something better with those thirds.
Return to the tournament guest. This is your second and final call.
Good pressure.
7-9-2.
Nice cover there by Tyra Black. Nice swing and a miss there from Kate Fahey. Take a look at the replay. I guess that hit the perfect spot, Michelle. Where Pisnik didn't even try to hit it. Again, Johnson and Black. How many points has it been on their serve? They can't get to the net. They've been lucky to score a few points. And yet again, stuck at the baseline.
I agree. I agree with you. If they're able to just slow down the pace of the ball, it's like they're keeping up with the rhythm, but they need to calm down a little bit. Easier said than done,
Sure.
especially when you're feeling the pressure.
Georgia, nice hands, good counter. Tough.
Very tough. Pisnik, I want to see her going to the backhand of Black.
I agree. That's the spot.
so much work.
Johnson Black need to get that serve back, or they may be facing a game 3. Another net cord saved. Kind of a tight backhand dink there from Tyra. Big point here, obviously. It's way long. Yep, good leave.
Yeah, important.
Let's see if Johnson and Black can do something to get to the line. Both Tyra and Georgia have sort of flat forehands, so not the greatest at hitting drops. And once again,
that's the time they need to take. Composure.
Yeah, off of a Georgia backhand though. That's the one shot they kind of have that Georgia can put some topspin on it, control it a little better, help them get to the line. I might have Georgia step toward the middle and take the middle off the backhand. There's a good route. Good job by Georgia getting in there. Out's long.
That was out. Oh my goodness, what a way to end an epic match. I know. Wow, Johnson and Black, incredible.